Hey everyone, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So today I want to show you how I've made this card. I had an idea of just using white cardstock when I got these dies, and I recently saw Jennifer Maguire's done like a, can't remember what she called it, but it's like a front frame pop-up or something. So I've done a variation of that. Mine's a little bit smaller just to fit with the dies that I've got here. But I've created this lovely winter scene and I've just used white cardstock with a little bit of silver. It's very unusual for me to do a card with no colour in, but I've absolutely loved doing this one and I think the end result's really, really nice. If you've got my Made to Surprise double slider set, if you've got the additions, which were the scenes, you could create something similar with the woodland scene from that set as well. And if you've got any silhouette dies, then you can create something very similar. Really easy to do, so let's get started. So the dies I've used are from the RSPB Forest Walk die set. You get the two here. You don't need dies at all though to make this, you can just use the frames. But they also do this one, which is the wildlife animal, so there is that frame as well. They're both really nice. You could probably even put all three together because they are the same size, I believe. So, but we're going for that one today. And then the sentiment, I've taken the Frosty Wishes from my Christmas fun sentiments. So it's a really easy style. So I've got my 6x6 card blank here, and then I've cut this piece here, which is 5 3/4 squared in the mirrored, and then I've done 5 5/8 squared in the white. So I've got a very thin frame rather than the 1/4 inch one that I do, and that's going to sit in the middle there. So I'm going to get that stuck down first. Okay, then for the little springs either side, I've got two pieces of 1 by 5 and just under 5 1/4. The height is because that's the height of the frame that I've made, but your dies or your frame might be slightly different. So this one measures, because I cut that one by hand, so that is 5 1/4. So you want these pieces to be just slightly under that, just so you definitely don't see them. So yeah, just under 5 1/4 by 1. Now, depending on the width of your frame, this can be different in terms of the width. So I've gone for 1, so that, and I've scored a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4, and then I'm going to concertina fold. So I have a mountain, a valley, and then finish with a mountain. Now, I've put adhesive either end there, but that's going to be my little spring. But you can have these so they're 1/2 inch each rather than a 1/4 inch each. So if that's the case and you'll want a piece of just under 5 1/4, like I said, by 2 inches, and then you'd score at 1/2, 1 and 1 1/2. You just basically want your sides to be able to hide behind your frame, which mine do because I've done them at a 1/4 inch. But if you do 1/2 inch, then just make sure you've got a thicker frame. But you want 2 pieces like that. So there's lots of ways to adapt this for what you have. I'm just showing you with, well, I've just worked it all around these frames here. So I want to stick this one down first, and I've put foam all on the back there, and I'm just going to make sure I've got that in the right orientation. I'm going to sit this so it's in the middle, so I've got about an equal frame there. I think that's about right. And then I can just pop it underneath. It's a little bit taller, and then just stick that down there. Just use my bone folder just to get in. Okay, so you can kind of see what I've got there. So that's gone underneath this piece because it was lifted up with the foam. You can see it's just clipped in the side there. So do the same with this one. So just make sure you got your mounting folds on the outside. So again, just going to slide that one under. Make sure I've got the same amount overhanging. Just make sure that's stuck down. Give it all a good burnish, like so. And then with this one here, I'm going to stick it behind this frame first of all. So I'm just going to take some glue and just a thin bead of it all around the frame. And sit that over. Yeah, that's about right. It's in the middle. Next, I want to take the backing off of these ones here, like so. And then you just want to place it over the top, making sure that they hide behind the sides. And it's all nice and straight. Okay, make sure it's all burnished, it's all secure. And now you can see you've got that little spring there. Like I said, if you've got the 1/2 inch ones, then it will pop out even more. But I love just that little bit of dimension, and it's all going to go, you know, flat into my envelope. And then I've got these here, so I want to have, could have him right at the front, and then we've got the smaller one here, which I think I'm going to have just there. Maybe have him behind. Yeah, I'm going to have him behind. Let's just pop a little bit of glue, and then just a little bit on the body there. Just going to tack him. There we go. And then we'll have this one, just a little glue on the legs there. Okay, I've cut my sentiment here, which is that Frosty Wishes, but I want to have it so that it just goes underneath the frame. I think I've got that in the middle, but I don't want to hide the owl, so I think I might have it just underneath the owl. I think that's going to work. Yeah, I think that looks really nice. So I'm just going to add a little glue either end. So go under the owl first. Just kind of tack that in place, and then just tuck it under that one there. Make sure that's all straight. There we go, so that's the sentiment. And now I need to add a little bit more sparkle. I'm going to find some glitter now, and I want to cover a lot of this. So I have a new glitter kiss here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little paintbrush, and rather than just, you've got your little sponge applicator in here, brand new, so not even used that one yet. You can just brush it over your paper, but for this one I'm just going to load up my brush, and I'm just going to just kind of dab it on areas, and it will keep, you know, its dimension and stuff, and it looks like snow, but it's just got a gorgeous shine to it. So when it dries, it just leaves this gorgeous shimmer. I don't want to get it on the frame, so I'm going to try and keep it. And I think what I'm going to do is just have it so it's just on the tops of the deer there, so it looks like the snow's just sat on the tops of them. I think that ties in quite nicely then with the sentiment. There we go, I think that's enough. You could add a lot more, you could go much thicker with it, but it will eventually dry. Like I said, it will keep that dimension where you've got it thicker. But already you can just see a lovely sparkle there when it catches the light. And there's the finished card, a beautiful little 3D scene on the front of your cards. And that's just using different layers. And like I said at the beginning, if you've got my dies from my slider collection, you can create something very similar with those ones. But I think it's gorgeous, really pleased with this one. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. As always, I link the product that I've used in the description box below. If you just scroll under this video, you'll see a little tab that says more. Click on that and it will expand and everything's there. Also popping up now will be some other dimensional cards that you might want to watch next. And if you've enjoyed today's tutorial and you're not subscribed to my channel, click the subscribe button and then hit that notification bell, and then you won't miss any future videos. See you all again soon. Take care. Bye.